Mike's Gaming Gala, who is, I don't think he's ever missed a Retro Bliss.
Never missed a single one.
I have. It's my podcast, and I have. So that tells you how close a relationship Mike and I have. And then we're going to bring in Vinny, Funkmaster V, and then not to be outdone, John, Gen X Grown Up. We're going to have a lot of fun tonight. Speaking of Gen X Grown Up, I don't know how old you are, Vinny, but I know the left side of the screen, we are Gen X Grown Ups. And back in the day, I see
the salt and pepper. Yeah.
I see a little silver there. Back in the day, I had Atari 2600. I got my first one the year it came out. And then around the time of the video game crash, I gave everything I had away. I had like 50 games.
Yeah.
I gave a poor family in the church because it was like, you know what? I'm done with this. And I bought an Atari 800 XL, mainly not so much for gaming, but to just learn how to code in BASIC and that kind of thing. But I bought some games back then. But since I got back into retro gaming, I have discovered some other gems. Actually, I know a lot of gems, but I would let you guys know, spoiler alert, every game that is on my list is actually a port. So, and I don't think that you guys may necessarily agree with my choices, but we're going to have fun with it. And what I think we should do is like what we do all the time is start with Mike and then work our way around. And then if we have some time, we might mention some honorable mentions. So Mike, take it away, buddy.
Absolutely. And know that the entire chat, Phil, will be judging your choices.
Well,
Oh my
I'm
God.
sure that that's nothing new.
My number 5, it's a pretty safe one. I think a lot of people know this. It was included on the Atari 400 Mini. But it's a lot of fun, and it is Wavy Navy. Everybody loves Wavy Navy. It's a shooter. I mean, I like shooters, but I like when shooters try something just a little different. And this has, obviously you've got the waves. So if you're having to move left or right, you might have to go up, which might put you in a collision course with one of the attacking planes there. It's just a fun shooter. There's nothing inherently special about it. But it is a go-to to me. Whenever I plug in my Atari 400 Mini, if you're just feeling like you need a 5-minute warm-up game of something, Wavy Navy's the game.
It's cool. The concept of it is really kind of odd, like you say, but after looking at it, it's like, man, that actually looks more like a Space Invaders type game than the Space Invaders port for the Atari 8-bit.
That's for sure.
Yeah, I'd say it's closer to like a Galaxian. But you see, you've got like the bombs, the mines in the water too that you have to watch out for. It just adds that extra little bit of flavor that makes it unique, and I'm a fan.
Looks cool. I like it.
I like it. Yeah.
I didn't know that came on the Mini. I have the Mini, but I hadn't checked it out. I'm gonna have to check that out.
It's one of the included games on the Mini.
That's really cool.
Makes me want Fruit Loops.
It's very colorful for sure.
Yeah.
Not only do I like that pick, I like that it doesn't overlap with my picks. And I'm like, whew, there's at least one that doesn't overlap. Because we thought we might have a lot, because there's a lot of like this top tier 8-bit games that I think a lot of people have in common. But
there is, but the original library
is so
is
many, right? It's so huge, right?
Over 2,000 games. And that's just OG stuff. Let alone, all the stuff that's been made in the last 20 years. So I think we'll be okay. We might have a little bit of overlap, but I think we'll be okay.
I think that was a good game to jump in on. Benny, so what did you think about your number 5?
Let's wreck this. I am an Atari 7800 expert. I am an expert in the 2600 a little bit, and it goes off quite a bit of a cliff, but I am familiar because I've been doing the podcast with John, trying to get more ubiquitous and knowledgeable over the different forms of Atari. And I do have 5, and I don't know if these are what you guys keep talking about. We were talking about stage about the top heavy titles on these lists, but my 5th is an Atari. I believe it's a homebrew, but it appeared, and a lot of people may know this, even if they're not 8-bit fans, because it appeared on the Atari 50th anniversary celebration as Yoomp or Yomp. I think that game, it's almost like a first-person tunnel runner where you're running down this tunnel. You're a bouncing ball. Oh, wow, we got that. Yes, I think that is a fantastic. It looks great. It's challenging. It's fun to play.
I stuck to original releases, but if I was doing homebrew, this might be my number 1. Yeah, I love this game so much.
Just disclaimer: when we contacted the guys about being on the show, we did not limit them. We didn't limit them. So this is a fairly a fair, good pick. It's a very good pick. I like this game. This is a lot of fun.
It's one of these things that if you saw this back in the day in one of those Atari catalogs, you would drool over it. It would be like, oh my God, what is this thing? So yeah, I dig this one.
Yeah, and if you have a 400 mini, this is in there.
When I saw this, it reminded me a lot of Rainbow Walker. Just kind of in the aesthetic, but of course then you have the dimensionality of it that adds to it. But
we may see Rainbow Walker later.
Oh, I would imagine we might.
Yeah, it's a great game. A lot of fun. Kind of gives me vertigo in the living room. So,
all right, we're off.
I'm hypnotized looking at the footage. I'm like,
yeah,
I know it is one of those. Well, there's something about a rhythm game because obviously I don't have the audio on when I'm showing the footage, but the beat of the music is every time your ball bounces, and it's an absolutely mesmerizing game. It's a great game.
Yep.
Good choice.
Thank you.
All right, John, what was your number 5? Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm going to start right out of the gate cheating. It's kind of 2 games, but they're nearly identical. And really, it was like an early version and then a later version that got a better publishing. So 1982, Analog published this bizarre little game called Buried Bucks. And the follow-up, by the way, Magic picked it up in 84 and renamed it to Chopper Hunt and kind of evolved it. But the reason I love it so much is that it was the first time that I found a game that had truly destructible environments, and that destructible environment made a difference. So as you can like drill into this dirt, there we got the image up, right? And so you have these bombs, you're trying to pick up these treasures that are underground. It gets deeper and deeper. And sometimes there's water, and it works in such a way that if you actually create a conduit for the water to flow, it's going to flood the tunnel and keep you from getting to the money. If that happens, then you have to shoot underneath it and drop the money out of the bottom of the map, or you can't finish the map. And then before too long, you can see already these planes fly over and they're dropping more dirt to fill in the holes to keep you from being able to accomplish your goals. And you can even get trapped inside of the caverns. Now, when they upgraded to Chopper Hunt, they added the ability to shoot upwards so you could actually get yourself out of a jam if you were in it. But I did a video back when the 400 Mini came out and talked about how I bet nobody else is going to recommend this game to you because if there is a review, they don't like it. They think it's too simplistic. But what I think they haven't done is spend time with it and find out how much control you seem to have over the environment. So that's coming in at my number 5.
I've never played it. I've got to give it a try.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't look like much, admittedly. It's stripes of color and what else, but get into it.
You know how many times I've gone into a game thinking that it doesn't look like much and it ends up being one of my favorites? I am not put off, especially when it comes to Atari. I'm not put off by mediocre graphics.
You kind of have to expect that. That's all I expected for the first 5 years of my gaming experience was, oh gosh, these are going to be bad graphics, but I'm still going to have fun because they were fun to play. They were definitely fun to play.
Torque, this is either or. It's really hard to pick a top 5 favorite, but I would say that any of these top 5s are probably going to be must tries at the very least.
If you haven't heard of them, try them.
There you go.
Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. Well, mine, I told you it was all ports, and I chose Starfire. Starfire. This is a port of the arcade game, and I'm trying to play and explain this. But if you are familiar with the Starfire for the 2600, the homebrew that was sold at Atari Age for a while, it is a lot of fun. But this is actually a little bit better graphically and gameplay wise. I really enjoy this game a lot, and so yeah, Starfire. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this before, but it's a really, really fun game.
I was aware it was on Atari 8-bit computers, but I never played it. Starfire's never been these kind of shooting games. I like them, but they don't have they don't keep me for very long. They're like a palate cleanser almost.
Yeah.
Like Star Raider, Star Master, things like that.
Yeah, those kind of things. Well, I mean, some of them they're a little more involved where you like have to send your ships to a sector and then fight, like Star Master. But yeah, I've never played it. It looks like a good version for sure.
Yeah, it's a good version. I'm not really giving it proper display here, but I'm just kind of booting them up and showing you guys what they are. But yeah, so that's my number 5.
Torque, that almost made my list. Almost. Yeah. There's a lot of really, really great games on the Atari computers for sure.
Yeah.
All right, my number 4.
Yeah, number 4.
I can't wait.
Oh, but you can. All right. Let me mute it. There we go. My number 4 is Bug Off. This is another Monsanto inspired game, like almost like Worm Whomper, but instead of defending your crops, in that little flower patch in the middle is where all the bugs are coming out, and you move your pesticides. You can move all around the side of the screen, trying to kill these bugs and prevent them from forming cocoons on the edge that prevent you from moving there. It gets really, really frantic really quick, but it's a heck of a lot of fun. If you like Worm Whomper, this is like Worm Whomper 4D or whatever, because now you're kind of moving on all the sides. And if any of those, I think they're bees, come and sting you, you lose one of your CFC cans, and it flies into the middle and destroys everything that's there, but you lose a life. It's another one. It doesn't look like much, but man, is it fun.
Do you know who published this? Any idea? Wasn't Synapse, was it?
I think this was Synapse.
Was it? It's got a little.
Oh, but Adventure International.
Oh, it's got a little Necromancer vibe. The way, think of the tree level with the
a little
wizard.
bit, yeah.
Yeah, it has that look, and it looks again frenetic in the way that does too. So
this is actually a good explanation. It's like Centipede meets Zookeeper.
Oh,
so you're trying to keep everything in the middle, moving around, but all these bugs keep coming after you, and they're dropping stuff that you have to clear.
New one on me.
I'll give a little shout if you are into Atari 8-bit stuff. This channel here, this guy Robert's Retro Gaming, I found footage for a lot of my stuff from this guy. He's only got 1,500 subscribers. He's not huge or anything, but he plays almost exclusively Atari 8-bit games.
Wow.
And there's a bunch. I ended up going down through the rabbit hole on his channel. So little shout out to Robert's Retro Gaming.
What?
Very nice. I've never seen that game. That I'm gonna
I haven't
try that
either.
out.
I've never seen Starfire either. So,
all right. Well, Benny, what is your number 4?
all right, this is where I'm going to start being cheesy and unpopular. But my number 4 is probably one of the most well known. It's being a fan of Kung Fu, and I was in martial arts for years.
I know what game you're picking.
Yeah, and it's probably somebody else's too. But Bruce Lee is an awesome game, and I actually beat it last year, and I felt like a superhero doing it. It's challenging. And when you're an Atari 7800 fan from back in the 80s, you were dying for an adventure game and a fighting game that was worth the darn. And this one was awesome. I loved how there's like a little green fat guy and a little ninja on every. It's like these two guys are brothers that just can't quite kick your butt, but they show up every level, and
It's tough, but it's fair.
yeah,
Like you could actually get good at it and predict what's happening, and yeah, it's great.
yeah, it's great. There's all sorts of puzzle elements for it, which is really unique. Like trying to get like what you got to do in this one is get all these lanterns turned off or whatnot. This guy, these knuckleheaded brothers trying to kill you, and then a lot of different things to see, a lot of different environments, and it's a hoot. I'm sure everybody's played that one though.
Yeah, it's a fun game for sure. Yeah, and I think it's a game that ends up being on a lot of people's lists. It's a solid choice.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I'm not as versed as a lot of people, so yeah, my choices are going to be pretty.
Wasn't
Don't feel bad.
Mike,
Mine are too.
this was on the 400 Mini, wasn't it? Under a different name, like Kung Fu or something, right?
It was, yeah, and it was not,
yeah, okay, yeah. I wasn't remembering.
I think
It
it was
didn't have
called
the
Lee.
loosely licensed. Maybe so. Maybe
Yeah.
so.
That's
Yep.
right.
Yep.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Yep.
okay, yeah. You're right.
Mhm. Yeah.
And because I like Intellivision, I know Brian's Man Cave is working on a version of this game for the Intellivision.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Great.
Very good. Okay, John.
Ready?
What is your
Okay.
number 4?
Oh, all right. I have a list of 12, so I'm making sure. I'm kind of cherry picking because it's hard to say your top 5. I mean, 5 is rough.
It is.
Five,
It is.
I mean, 10 is rough, but 5 is so. I'm kind of reading the room and I think trying to pick interesting ones because any one of these could be a favorite any given day. But I picked one that I went back to time and time again and kept finding cool things in it. 1984 Activision called Past Finder, not Pathfinder, but Past. And you're this little robotic spider on this 2D, 3D isometric little map, and you're navigating through the world, picking up these discs that are data discs, like your Pathfinder, like you're finding history of the world and of the whatever game you're in. And this little spider is roaming, picking up these discs, and he can also pick up these like tools that reduce your radiation, or I see Vinny nodding, right? And the environments are cool. There's some things you can only go under if you stay low. Some things you've got to jump over. You see like those little floating dots, you've got to jump to shoot those.
Yeah.
And depending on what you shoot and what's radioactive, and you see this big overworld map, you're working your way. It's huge to explore. It has a sense of, and there we go. And there's the mid screen where you could pop up and you can go, okay, we're going to use this and use this to help my next level. There's these little power ups that you can use discriminately when you think you actually need them as you gather them. And it's not surprising coming from Activision that it has a lot of depth, but it looks great. It plays great. And it's a exploration, action shooter, high score chase. It's like all those things. And
it almost reminds
Super
me
cool
in
game.
some ways of Riddle, not Riddle's Fence. What's the other one? The one where you're the Phoenix. It's Phoenix something.
Phoenix.
No, it's not Phoenix. The one where you're like the Egyptian bird and you're going up. It's kind of like
Desert Falcon.
oh,
Desert
Desert Falcon,
Falcon.
the 7800. Yeah.
It's a little. It's kind of in that vein. Believe it
It's
or not, I
unlike
know.
that, yeah.
I know that this is a hard to find one.
Mm.
When I first got my very first Atari 800 system, I had just started collecting Atari 8-bit, and in that package came Pathfinder, and it was my favorite game of that original group.
Is it on cartridge, I guess? Coming from Activision, probably.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
little cartridge.
Activision is so cool at how they can make certain games. Like this looks more graphically impressive than it actually is, if that makes sense. And they did such great job with color and motion and making you think, wow, this thing looks like it. To me, it always reminded me of Vindicators in a way, the arcade game. Yep. And just simply it looked 3-dimensional when it really wasn't. So it was really cool. Cool
and
stuff.
I did some 8-bit programming in BASIC, just in BASIC, not assembler or anything. But in doing that, you learn like the Atari's graphics modes and what it's capable of, and you can split text and graphics and different scan lines and stuff. And that makes you appreciate the games more if you know just a little bit about programming and the capabilities of the hardware. It's like, how did they do that? how did they accomplish this tweak? And you can kind of guess, and that added to my enjoyment of a lot of these games. And going, I wonder how they accomplished that, because it does sometimes looks better, like you said, Vinny, than it really is by using some cool shading tricks.
It's all wizardry to me, man.
Me too, brother. Me too.
I wanted to answer Jeremiah Thomas's question. There was a Desert Falcon written for the Atari 8-bit, but it was on the 130XE. So
okay.
it wasn't compatible, I don't believe, with the other 8-bit computers, but I do know that it worked on the 130XE.
I had one of those too.
So.
I think I had one of every Atari 8-bit computer at one time or another. I've got a 1200 XL in the closet. It's in
my word
condition, but it needs to be recapped. It looks gorgeous.
Yeah,
that's awesome, man. That's excellent. Okay, you guys you're throwing all these great games out there, and I feel like the games that I'm picking kind of stink by comparison. But my
well, somebody's got to bring up the rear fill. It's all right.
Somebody's got to be wrong.
This is a PG show, okay? Let's keep it that way. Okay. All right. So my number 4 is Tapper.
Really?
Yeah,
Well,
I
it's
like
good
it.
port.
It surprises me because of how bad Phil is at Tapper.
I like playing it. I didn't say I was good at it. I didn't say I was good at it, but let's see if I can. I can't get it to. I'm not watching a video like Mike, but anyway, I can't seem to get it going. So.
Oh yeah, I went the lazy way. I found videos on YouTube.
Yeah. Anyway, Tapper is a fun port for the 8-bit, I really think, and I've had some fun playing it. So, yep, it's my number 4.
It's a good version.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna fault you on that.
And unlike how if you might have been disappointed by the 2600 and what was included and what isn't, I felt like the 8-bit, though it took some liberties with the color depth, you had all the mechanics. You had the dancing girls or the football players up top.
Yep.
You had the glasses that would fall. You had picking up the tips. All that stuff was there, and it wasn't just kind of. It felt like it was a complete arcade conversion.
Yeah. And even then, the 2600 version is a good version.
It's
not
fair.
Bad
I mean,
by any
it doesn't show off
stretch.
well, but it plays well.
Yeah.
Which is typical.
Okay.
But all right, Mike.
It's
Number
a player,
3.
not a shower. Is that what you're?
I feel targeted.
Okay, moving on to my number 3, because I could make this a not PG show so quickly.
We're halfway there.
Yeah, none of us are quarterbacks if we're talking about Atari and 2026.
Yeah,
Catching the drift.
My number 3. I imagine this will probably be on somebody else's list at some point, but especially like considering I do not like Q*bert. The fact that I like this game so much.
Is it flip and flop?
Flip and flop. Yeah. I have never been good at Q*bert. I like the idea of Q*bert.
Mm-hmm.
This game I find plays so much better than Q*bert. I like it so much more. So what you're doing is you're going around. You play as either Flip, which is a kangaroo being chased by I think it's a zookeeper. Or I think the monkey's name is Mitch, if I recall correctly, and you're being chased by a net. And you have to go and basically all these squares that have the outline on them, you have to go to and trigger in order to advance the level, while not jumping off the platforms and not getting caught by whatever is chasing you. There's the net coming after Mitch.
Mm-hmm.
The little flashing spots, they're sticky traps that you can, if you get the zookeeper or the net trapped on that, it'll be stuck for a little bit, which will give you a little bit of time to get out of the way. But I really, really love this game. And
it looks like a combination of Q*bert and Burger Time. And almost Airball rolled into one.
A little bit, or even like Diner, the sequel to Burger Time, because it's kind of got that 3D perspective to it. Super fun game. If you get a chance to try this one, absolutely try it. Especially if you like Q*bert.
has cutscenes.
Yep.
Like
It's
a Pac-Man?
every 3 or 5 levels.
Yeah.
It's got a cutscene. Yeah.
And I love that every other level is upside down. Like the kangaroo is like
Because the
on top of
monkey's
the
upside.
level, and the
Yeah,
monkey's,
the monkey's
hanging.
hanging.
And it's a mind bender. Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
That's cool. As
Yeah.
an Atari 7800 guy, you got to try. If you haven't tried Bonk, that is one of the best versions of Cubert I've ever played. So it may,
I do like Bonk.
it may be better than I don't know. It's good, but this game I've never played it, never seen it. That looks fantastic, to be honest.
You like it?
There's a game Muddy Funster has been horsing around with for the 7800 called Bernie and the Cubert Conundrum, and it looks a lot like that. It's with his. I don't know if you've played the Bernie in the Tower of Doom, but the little snail guy, the orange guy, he's in this kind of universe. So that's it's got a Crystal Castles vibe, as John said too. It's a good when you're comparing it to all sorts of great titles. That's always a good sign.
That's the thing too, and like I do that with homebrews all the time. It's kind of like this game, and this game was awesome, so this is also awesome.
Yeah. Cool.
Game On Forever, John, is asking if you still have that ET cart.
You'll have to pry that from my cold dead fingers. Yes, still have.
Were you there?
Still
Were you
framed.
there? Did you go?
No.
Okay.
No. I wanted one badly. When they did the initial auction, I had here's my cap, and they all went past my cap because I wanted an ET. I didn't want just anything. I wanted an ET.
Yeah, you want
And
the
then
iconic.
And it wasn't until 5 or 6 years later that one came up in the secondary market that was under my cap, and now I own it. I love it.
No,
It smells like garbage, by the way. It smells terrible.
Does it?
I
Are you
imagine-
serious?
It really does. I sealed it in a Ziploc bag before I put it in the frame to preserve the smell of the dump. Yep.
I love that so much.
I
That's something
remember-
I've never even thought of that. Would they throw in cabbage and tomatoes and coffee grinds with the stuff? That's crazy.
This is
to think
going-
about.
Pig
is
guts,
going-
whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
This is going way back in Atari, but I remember when Ben Heck got one and he fixed it, and he was
Oh.
constantly commenting about how
Yeah.
bad it stunk.
Really?
Yeah.
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 Well, it was in a dump.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, if it didn't
Yeah.
stink, you should go, wait a minute.
Yeah, I
It
should
should
just
smell like flowers.
buy a whole bunch of ETs and like
Throw it in
make
the
them
garbage.
dirty and
Yeah.
Crush them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Leave them in the trash for a while. Yeah.
All right.
My
Benny.
number 3. Another game that probably will be on a lot of people's lists because I'm not that interesting when it comes to the 8-bit. But it's kind of over my shoulder, but my cord is screwed up, so you can't tell what in the world that is. But I like, for number 3, it's been revived. This is one of the original homebrews of all time. And it also is now a recharge game, but I dig Caverns of Mars, which was
it's a
probably one of the
classic.
most interesting ideas where programmers came up with it. Atari said, we like that, and they bought it from the guys, and we made it a fantastic game. There's a great port for the Champ Games did for the 2600, which is fantastic if you don't have this computer technology, but which is almost exactly the same. And if you haven't checked out the Recharge game, you can do that on many platforms, including Netflix. You can play Caverns of Mars on Netflix, which a lot of people don't know about, and it plays well. So,
and worst kept secret ever, but Atari does own the Intellivision homebrew Caverns of Mars, and that should be coming at some point.
Is that right?
what's the name of that?
Caverns of Mars.
Oh, okay.
Straight.
It's
Now, this is-
it was a homebrew of Caverns of Mars and Atari.
Yeah, the original one by John Champeau, he renamed it Conquest of Mars.
Right.
And then when they took it out of the store, I guess
That's right.
Atari worked out a deal.
And you got to wonder, one of the most famous sequences in video game history is when Samus Aran is escaping the at the end of Metroid, and you wonder if they were influenced by escaping the bottom of this cave here in Caverns of Mars. So you wonder if it's kind of similar. So if anybody cares about Metroid, it kind of has that same vibe, getting the hell out of here with time to spare, hopefully.
Actually, I've never heard that Metroid kind of association. It has the same kind of vibe though too.
Yeah.
Like it's like an alien planet, you're descending, and yeah,
It's kind of this is kind of a horror vibe, you know, getting out of the cave in a limited amount of time, and if you don't make it, kablooey, you know, it's kind of something.
I was going to mention that because when you're on the way up, it's kind of a different game on the way up because you can accelerate as you're going up. As a matter of fact, you need to, because if you don't accelerate as you're going up, you will not make it to the top before the bomb explodes. So, but you kind of have to know the pattern of the tunnel, because if you just accelerate the whole way and not know, you're gonna crash. So.
And you got to make sure you collect the fuel, and there's
very scrambly,
especially as it gets later in the game, things get tight.
Yeah. This is homebrew before homebrew was homebrew. It was Apex, the Atari Program Exchange.
Right.
And I was just a fan. I remember I had some of those at my computer store. I had Salmon Run. I had Caverns of Mars. Was it called Caverns of Mars when it was new? Anyway, I had it there. I remember Dandy, which is what they kind of ripped off to do Gauntlet, which was another Apex Atari Program Exchange.
Yes.
Yeah, they encourage people to make your own games, and then they were going to promote them to release them under the Apex, and then they kind of snaked a couple of games and stole the designs, which was not super cool.
Well, I like that choice, Vinny. Like that choice. So, John, what is your number 3?
Oh no!
Pick one of the 12.
Well, the realization is, there's only 3 more I can pick.
We will let you share. We will let you share all 12 but we're making you pick your 5 to 1.
It's being judged that I'm most worried about. Is the
I'm not actually judging.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. Someone will. That's okay.
Probably Jeremiah Thomas.
All right. That's fine. I'm used to being judged by Jeremiah, so it's all good. I've got to go with, I don't want this to not make the list. So I'm going to go with 1982 Big 5 Software, Bill Hogue, Miner 2049er. It's just, so this was the first game I played at home that went, oh, this feels just like an arcade game. There's the physics of it, when you kill an enemy or when you pick up something, there's the score pops up right there. You know, I'm like, oh, most games don't do this, but Miner does. It has 10 levels to work your way through. It has a cheat code with a phone number, let you jump around. It has variety in levels. There's teleporters, there's slides, there's a cannon, there's all in platforming. Let me tell you, if you're not good at platforming, move along because it's very specific platforming. But
you have to be positioned at just the right spot to make the jump. Yeah.
Over time, you learn, you can be standing 3 blocks off to do this jump, or you're going to overshoot or going to undershoot. Yeah. But I loved how it rewarded your experience with the game. First few levels, kind of, just get used to it. And then it just, like, by the time you get around 4 or 5, it gets so beautifully punishing. And it feels like an arcade game in a way that so many games feel like a computer game. And this just feels like an arcade game to me. And if you ever look at like the history of what Bill Hogue did, TRS-80, Model 3, and Apple and stuff like that, he was doing stuff that should not have been on those platforms either. It was like, how did you do that? And he did a lot of Apple and, like I said, TRS-80, and he was very excited to get his first Atari 8-bit because this was the first time he could program in color. And you can see what he did here with that color. Everything is cycling colors and rainbow colors and
these slides. You got to, because you've got to approach these levels like military campaigns. Like you have to do this and then this and then this. And if you don't, you're not, because you also have a timer.
And some of the enemies, you've got to kill them when you have the power up because there might not be another one in range to get it done. So sometimes you have to go out of your way and then circle back to, I could proselytize on the miracle and the level design of this game all day, but it's wonderful. And it probably should rate higher for me, but I have a couple more that rate higher. So what are you going to do?
It's a very difficult game, and it's not very approachable in 2026 or 2025.
It is not forgiving at all.
It's a lot of people, and so I'll just put this as an aside out here. Bob DeCrescenzo made Bounty Bob Strikes Back, which is a sequel for the 7800. and he gave the option to control the jump. To me, I feel like the jump is too unforgiving. It's part of the gameplay, and I understand that, but it's like if you don't like Miner 2049, or if you don't like Bounty Bob Strikes Back because it's too unforgiving, you can play the 7800 version, and it'll let you beat these levels. And especially with Bounty Bob Strikes Back, there's so many cool levels and so many cool ideas too in that game as well that you should see them. And and then if you want to be considered an old school retro badass, play it without the adjustable jumping and then impress your children in small plants.
I've played versions with the adjustable jumping, and it is so much nicer. It's a much more relaxing experience.
Right.
Yeah. So Bob D did a fantastic job on that port for the 7800. I did not care for Bounty Bob Strikes Back as much on the Atari 8-bit as I did Miner. And it did have the ability to adjust the trajectory of your jump mid-jump. And that was great for the first 3 or 4 levels. But then Bill Hogue just made the levels that much more punishing later on in the game because you could adjust your jump. So
I was going to say, when we had David Crane on the show, when he was talking about when he programmed Pitfall, he wanted things to be physically correct. When I say physically, I mean by physics. And so he said you can't change your direction mid-jump. Once you jump, you're going. So
True.
When he programmed stuff,
Or
that's the
double
way that was the approach that he took to it. So I kind of get why.
But when you jump, you are not locked to the same distance every time.
That's true.
Good point.
Right.
And you don't normally jump around in a mine, which I've never understood what we were really doing and where we were. But that's the thing I like about Bounty Bob the best is Bob told me, I used to wear these crazy hats on my videos for Atari stuff. And he said, I'm going to make different colored hats because Vinny does that. And I always thought that was cute. Nice. He said that. Yeah.
That's cool.
Nice.
All right. Well, you guys, mine are going to start getting predictable at this point. Okay. Now, I will tell you why I picked the number 3 before I tell you what it is. I had such a bad experience with the 2600 version, and I did not have a 5200. And so when I bought this for my Atari 800 XL in cartridge form, and I loved it because I loved the game, and I really hadn't had a chance to experience this game at home this way, and it was Pac-Man. That's right.
Yeah.
Pac-Man. Yeah. Not that one. Get that off of there. You slack jaw, booger eating part 2, crack smoking.
Dude, that game sucks.
Belly
What are you
aching,
talking
knuckle
about?
dragging, scruffy looking nerf hurting hillbilly.
Goodness.
As soon as you started talking smack about 2600 Pac-Man, I had to.
I asked him to cue it up. I should have known better. You can't count on Mike for anything. No, that's not true. But anyway, it was so much better. Now, I will tell you this. I had a monochrome monitor for my 800 XL, but that was okay with me because I had been used to playing on a black and white TV for so long. It didn't really matter a whole lot back in those days, right? 13-inch black and white's all I had for years. But this was just so much better. Now, this game, it's playable on a 5200, but it's a little tougher because the non-centering joystick. So you do adjust to it. You do adjust to it. I have found out, but I prefer the computer version of this game. So this was one that I actually enjoyed playing at home. So
it's a great pick. And really the Atari 8-bit and the 5200 are effectively the same games, same hardware. Yeah. But if I'm not remembering wrong, and Jeremiah will correct me if I'm wrong, but I think
you will.
There's an option to play Pac-Man with the trackball on the 5200, which is kind of bananas, but kind of cool at the same time. Like quick reverses are weird.
I'm pretty sure you can, because you can put the trackball, the Atari trackballs, you can put into joystick mode. So it just basically acts like a joystick.
I know the 2600 does. Either way, I remember hearing that somewhere. I haven't tried it. I have a trackball.
I was going to ask you, is that fun? Is that fun to play Pac-Man on the trackball? It seemed like it'd be.
I can't imagine it would be.
It's a different game, is what it is.
Yeah, it would be a different experience.
Well, I think in the home, I haven't mentioned this, I don't think. There's a collection out there called the HomeSoft Disc Collection. I can't tell you where to find it. But there are thousands of games in this collection, and I believe that one of the games in the collection is it's a Pac-Man, except for instead of eating the dots, you're throwing them up. You know, as you're walking, or you have to make sure that you.
Is Pac-Man a teenage girl?
Right, it's an anorexic
Goodness.
teenage girl.
No, sorry, a little bulimia
dear.
joke. That's not great.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Sorry.
So anyway, but that's kind of fun too. But it kind of gives a different flair to the game. But I just enjoyed the regular Pac-Man one. So, all right, Mike, number 2.
Number 2. Try playing with a Mercury Switch joystick. Crazy. I have one of those that it has the. It feels like a Wiimote for your Atari 2600. It's just a handle, but it's got a, for kids, it's got mercury in it, and it activates as you move around.
That's a
Ridiculous.
great thing for children.
Yes.
It's like those chemistry
right.
sets that used to have like uranium.
Well, you
Yeah,
don't
it's
eat
just
the
a little
mercury. It's supposed to
uranium.
stay
It's fine.
inside.
Yeah.
Tap it and drain it.
Yeah.
My number 2 is probably my favorite shooter on the Atari 8-bit. It's a game called Zybex.
Oh.
So how this works?
Radius.
Kind of.
Looks like
You automatically fire, because obviously, with an Atari joystick, you only have the one button, right?
Right.
So you are auto fire all the time, and pressing the button selects your weapon. So you've got at the top of the screen there different weapons that you can upgrade throughout the game. I think this guy, the footage that I'm doing here, he's used a cheat because he has like all the weapons fully upgraded. And there's
Jerk.
people in his comments telling him not to cheat. But yeah, but it's like Gradius, but I actually prefer the way that you select your weapons, because in Gradius I always get mixed up, and then I'll pick up something and I'm like, oh, I didn't want this weapon. So
that's a great idea. I like how shooters always they seem like they always try to bring in one or two great ideas, and since you're limited, and these guys are so cool because you're so limited with everything. You only have one button. How can I make this game interesting? Auto fire, and then selecting the weapons with the button. That's ingenious, and it looks cool too. I like the faux 3D look.
Yeah, it's a very well done game. It
reminds me of Sirius on the 7800, the unreleased prototype. A
little bit.
Yeah.
Mike, coming from the 2600, horizontal scrolling was a revelation.
It was.
So I wanted an 800 so bad, and it cost about $800, and this is in 1981 money. So great. But my parents said, if you help, and the help was I had to sell my 2600 stuff I'll never get back. I had the original Crazy Climber in the box that I got from Atari Age. I had all this stuff, but I wanted the computer so bad, and so being a 2600 owner, what that hardware can do. And as soon as I started finding things like this that had horizontal scrolling, like the arcade, I'm like, wait a minute. And later you learn why and what the difference is. And one's racing the beam and the other is, has registers that can shift in a different way. But a game like this, that is Gradius-esque, as you've said, would have been a revelation. Like, it can do this.
Yeah. And you're controlling it with a standard Atari joystick, which is half the fun of
I don't think
game.
I've ever seen it. It's beautiful.
This is a great looking level. I like
look at the pyramid level.
Yeah.
This is great.
Yeah,
it's a fun game.
All right.
Try.
I like that because I've never seen it. Like, and if the Gen X gamer, he's never seen it, then
Thunder Force.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the name of that one? I forgot already.
Zybex.
Zybex.
Americans. Zybex.
Thank you for that. Thank you for
You're welcome.
knowing your audience.
All right. I forget that was.
The Vinny's
was
next.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Here's another that's probably going to be on a lot of people's lists, but I don't care. This is a great game. This was, this wasn't a horror game, but this probably had the first jump scare I've ever seen. This was
I'll
when
just typing it in now. Yeah.
You know what it is?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I guess everybody does. No, I won't ballyhoo any longer. But Rescue on Fractalus, great game, looks great, plays great, great idea, has great polygons. It was amazing at the time. But picking up the alien instead of the pilot, or being attacked on foot by an alien. One of the scariest things you'll ever see in your life, especially when you don't, there was not YouTube videos back then. So this was something at 3 a.m. when it happened. People were like, huh! Like, what just happened? And, but overall, it's still a great game and it looks great today. It's fun to play today. And it's an interesting concept that I don't think there's a lot of games. There's not a lot of games like this. That's this 3-dimensional defender type thing where we're going down to the surface to rescue people. It's an interesting. I mean, it still looks cool to this day, and this was mind blowing back. It's still is mind blowing back in the 80s.
So, Vinny, I've got to ask. I mean, this is one of my favorites. It was on my honorable mentions. It's great. Are you familiar with the Eidolon?
No.
Lucasfilm game sequel. Not sequel to, a successor to Rescue on Fractalus. Same kind of. I don't know many games are like this in the cockpit, but you're harvesting these different machines on the EIDOLON, the Eidolon. If you love this, I think you have a high potential of loving that.
John, spell that one more time. EIDOLON, the Eidolon. That sounds cool as heck. And it's Lucas Arts.
Yep.
All right. I'll check it out. Is that for
I'll
Atari
have to check
8-bit
that out too.
Is that for Atari 8-bit?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I think what a lot of us are going to do is we're going to rewind the tape and
just play through.
Make notes of everybody's picks because there's some
I think that's what's great about this. There's so many games in this.
Cronus Rift, another one. Yeah.
There's so many games that you could pick from, and there's so many good ones with this computer line. It's a lot of good gems today.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh, it's a good one.
All right, John.
Oh, my number 2. All right. I'm leaving out so many that I love, but you got what you got to do.
We'll let you say them at the end.
I know, yeah. So I'm going to go off of benefit of just how frequently I would replay this game, and still will today. It has 30 levels. It's a platformer, 1983 by Epix. Jumpman.
Oh man.
Uh-oh, you said yours are all ports.
Well, it's an honorable mention. Actually, Jumpman Junior is my Jumpman Junior is what I'm.
So, Jumpman Junior is a great story, by the way. It was Epix saying, "Look how popular Jumpman is, but it's on disc and it won't fit on a cartridge." So they made Jumpman Junior rather than paring down Jumpman and just picking 10 levels. They made 10 whole new levels and called it Jumpman Junior, so they could sell it on a cartridge and it would fit. And I think it was a genius way of going, rather than doing a bad port, we'll do a junior sequel, which is really cool. But Jumpman has 10 different levels. You can change the speed by hitting the number on the keypad, so it's crazy fast if you want. Wow. Parts of the map appear, disappear. The enemies change throughout the game. And I say enemies, whatever the adversary, the thing that's in your way. Some of them hurt you. Some of them make you jump. Vampire bats and bullets that fire from off the screen. And sometimes you have to build the world. Like when you grab one of the little bombs, you then can, like, it's a ladder piece and you use it to build the world or a platform. And in a lot of the way like Barry Bucks was, how you can change the environment in a more structured way, but you were modifying the map as you played in some of these. And no two levels, while they were similar and they used the same mechanics and the same rules, it also had this English that would take effect. Like if you jump on the edge of a platform, you might fall. But if you jump on the edge and you push real hard to one way, he might scrabble up it. So it didn't feel like just a math problem. Like, oh, you must land at pixel X to survive.
Yeah.
You had control over your movement and your fluidity. It's one of the all-time favorite platformers for anything. And it's if you go through all 30 levels, it's called the Grand Tour. And at the end, you get this fireworks display. It's tremendous. So.
Nice.
It's a great one.
Yeah.
It always kind of had Load Runner vibes for me.
In
Oh,
appearance,
yeah.
certainly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not in mechanics at all, but you're right. The
No,
look
yeah,
is
like Lode Runner, you
unmistakably.
can't jump across, but
Mm-hmm.
very like visually, it's very Lode Runner.
Yeah. Well, you're going through the level picking things up like you do in Lode Runner. So
Yeah.
yeah. So all right. Well, I told you I'm gonna be very boring here. My number 2 is Moon Patrol.
Oh, it's a good game though.
I enjoy Moon
It's a
Patrol.
good game and it's a great version.
And yeah, it's a good version.
Looks like $1 million.
Either on the 5200
And parallax scrolling.
Yeah. And you know, I've been used to versions where you jump with one button and you fire with another, but in this version you use the joystick to jump. You move up on the joystick to do that. So there's a little bit of if you're used to doing it 2 buttons, there's a little bit of a learning curve, but it's not bad. But it's just so much fun to play. Graphically, just and gameplay wise, I just enjoy playing this game. So
The other reason Phil likes this is that the music for Moon Patrol is totally a bass riff.
It is.
Yep.
It's waiting for accompaniment.
my mom said that when she was pregnant with me, that if they were listening to music that had bass in it, that I would kick in her belly. I promise you, that's what she told me. So I guess I do gravitate toward that kind of stuff. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, Moon Patrol. Yeah.
Yep.
So now we're at number 1 already.
Oh man.
Seems like we just got started, but we've actually been at this for a little while. But
go home, you're drunk. All right, my number 1. This was mentioned by John offhandedly before, but it hasn't been anybody's pick yet.
Okay.
And it is the audio up. Okay, there we go. Rainbow Walker.
Hey, you did say that might show up.
Yeah, I said that might show up. I love this game. Again, it's not Hubert, but it's the same kind of thing. You're going around, you're trying to color the entire rainbow. And there's tracks. They move in, it kind of makes it feel like you're 3D. I know it isn't. I know it's all trickery, but and there's guys that are gonna try to get you. They're little, like, you see that little tornado there. There's also like these shooting star things that will grab you and take you across. And if there's no platform where it lets you off, you lose a life. It's kind of hard to explain. I just highly recommend everybody play it. It is like some of these bad guys, they'll come in and like they'll change colored blocks that you've already converted back to gray, and you got to go back. And but the level does loop. If you want to keep going down, you can. Later in the game, there's like you can't see where you're going.
I never got that far. Holy Moses!
And there's like big gaps. You got to pick your way.
Yeah, I'm scared of heights. That would bother me.
Yeah.
So let me ask a question on this game. So like when you're jumping, obviously you're doing the coloring of the blocks. The colors are irrelevant. Is that correct? It's just making sure that you actually do the coloring.
Yeah, there are at some point some levels where you'd have to like multiple jump to get it colored, but once it's a color, that's the color it's supposed to be. You're fine. But you see, like some of these guys are coming in here and they, and when you hit those little freeze blocks, like the checkered ones, it'll freeze other enemies. You can jump on them. But you see this douchebag right here. He was uncoloring some of the blocks. It's a lot of fun. It's chaotic. But it's a lot of fun.
Few things are more fun than freezing them and then scrolling the map to make them fall, which is great. Yeah.
But when you start scrolling them, if you don't make them fall with the scroll, they'll come back.
Yeah. And you say it's hard to explain. It's feel, Mike. It's just the feel of playing the game. Watching it is one thing, but once you get into it and you start to feel that rhythm, it's not a rhythm game, but I mean, just there's a cadence to it. It has a really tight arcade feel. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It's absolutely excellent. And to tell you how difficult it is, there's only 20 levels. I have never beaten this
Whoa.
game, but I know there's
That's
only
plenty.
20 levels, and it is plenty for this game.
I'm gonna have to try that out. That's a game I've never played.
Never have either.
Yeah, really cool. All right, so Vinny,
Wow.
This one
number
may
one.
this is the only one on my list that I think is a surprise, but it's something I stumbled across, and I've got an Atari dual stick gimmick that's got 26,000. You know, it's one of these things that was made by Micro Center. They sold it up in Baltimore and a couple of cities that had Micro Center. And so I stumbled across this game, and you can play it with a trackball on the arcade, but I actually prefer the Atari 5200/8-bit version of this game, and it's called Blaster, and you can actually sideload it on this Game Station Go on the 5200 version, and it's freaking fantastic. It's a three-dimensional, kind of like a precursor to Star Fox, where you're kind of a forced on-rails shooter. You're going three-dimensional first-person shooter, kind of like Starfire, but much more advanced. I like how rudimentary the graphics are. It's kind of like it's got this crazy-looking graphic system, and the sound is great. The music is great. It thumps. And there's like each level, there's different things to do. There's asteroids. You find these guys floating around. It's like a horror movie. You see these astronauts lost in space. You got to go pick them up. There's like the first world. You're going through the rings, just like Star Fox.
This right here is very Star Fox.
Yeah.
Then there's like a dog fighting one, and then there's one where you're in an asteroid field. And it's absolutely, the sound is great that uses the Pokey chip. And even though it's rudimentary looking compared to the arcade port, I prefer this over the arcade, weirdly enough. And you can play for like 15 minutes, and it's just like so fun. It's a great freaking game. If anybody's not played it, Hugo actually, he's in the chat. OG Hugo, he actually made me a physical copy for a 5200 too. So
nice.
it's a great game, and you guys should check it out.
It doesn't look like it should work on the 8-bit.
Right.
Like those
It looks
geometric,
like
all
it's
those
so fat.
squares. Yeah.
It's kind of amazing how, and again, a lot of it, the sound is so, it's like it's got this deep bass, like the lasers sound good, and it's just constant firing. It's called Blaster. So you're constantly just waylaying. You just hold the button down. You don't have to press it, thank God. And it's just a lot of fun.
Looks cool. That's another one I'm going to
have to
try
check
out.
this one out. I haven't.
Yeah.
I haven't
It's
played it
easy to
either.
get good scores on it too. So there's like
Even better.
It's for me then.
Yeah, you can play for a long time. Good times.
All right.
You beat the arcade version of Blaster. The arcade version of Blaster has tons of different types of levels and stuff. The 8-bit only has 4 different types, but 4 different types of waves, but still enough.
Looks good to me. Well, John, I'm anxious to find out what your number one is.
I don't think it's a huge surprise. Probably. It's 1983. It makes microeconomics fun. You're stranded on a planet. Mule, multiple use labor element. I do not know. I could not explain to anyone why this game is fun. You've only got to play it. But you would think mining for stuff.
Oh, and I get to actually show your gameplay because it's Gen X Grown Up Long Plays here.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Bad things happen. You pick land, you develop land, you suffer when you don't have enough resources. You can cutthroat people when there's shortages of things, and everything has a reason. Everything, if this commodity goes up, it's going to affect the price of these things. If you don't have this, you need food in order to have time. You need energy to drive the mules. It sounds like I'm just ranting about something that's not a game, but it is. And I played it on my Atari 800 because it has 4 joystick ports. So it's 4 people simultaneously.
Yeah.
I know there are great ports. Like the Commodore 64 has one. And for 4 players, I think 2 people use the keyboard sometimes and you hand off the joystick. Wherever you play it, doesn't matter. But I mean, Mule is often lauded as like one of the favorite computer games of all time for some people. And if you've heard that and went, what the hell's a mule? make time, and it's not approachable. The entry vector for Mule is very steep, and then it flattens out. Once you learn like the 12 rules you need to know, it just becomes a way of messing with one another. That's the whole game, is just messing with one another, keeping them from getting stuff, and you're getting the most money. And by Dan Bunton, and just one of the seminal computer games, let alone Atari games. And we've started.
I mean,
playing
you've got
it every
AT-ATs
Saturday.
and shield generators. I don't know what else you'd want.
What else would you want? There are only so many ways to draw a quadrupedal monster in pixels. They all look like AT-ATs, I know.
And
so.
any satellite's going to be a shield generator, so you're good.
Now, John, remind me, I may be wrong about this, but first of all, this must have a cult following, because there were a bunch of people who wanted this on the Mini. And if I remember correctly, the original Mini did not until there was an update. And then when they updated it, didn't they add that?
Very, very close. It was on the Mini, but they put on it a bad ROM dump. So there's a random event that if you do, it's a bonus. But if you did it with that ROM dump, it crashed the game. So they fixed it in the update. You're right. You're right. So you're remembering right. There was an improvement to make it, but
okay.
Yeah.
Let me ask you
one game. I'm going to play that one.
Can you play it one player?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
And there are levels. You can play it as a beginner.
Turn-based, like
computer.
if we played it tonight, I would play a turn, then you would play a turn, and then it would go. Or do we all play at the same time?
Yes, both. So you have your turn to do your work and your development on the planet. But then there are these auction sections where people come up and down to buy and sell, and you're kind of like vying for the best prices. That's in real time, all at the same time, cooperative or competitively. So there are turn levels, and then there are like the marketplace levels where you buy and sell.
Interesting. Looks very interesting.
I do like those kind of games. I've never played it enough to really get a hang of it, but I should. So many different people talk so highly of it.
Let me tell you, we started live streaming this like almost every Saturday night for 3 hours. It's just so much fun.
You live stream Mule every?
Yep.
Oh my! So, but do you have a video on your channel where you can go, hey, if you're getting into the game, this is I'm gonna sit. Okay, I'm gonna check that out.
I have one where I taught George how to play it, and then I have live streams just about every Saturday. We just lately, like we'll probably burn out eventually, but we've been doing it for about 8 weeks now.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
that's awesome. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's tremendous.
Yeah. That's awesome. Outstanding.
Yeah, I was just at Free Play Florida this past, was it November, I think. And when I was there, a guy had Atari 8-bit with the Fuji Net. And I'm like, oh, they have Mule. And I'm like, well, we had a little problem. We had to work on it. We came back around. He's like, it's working now. You want to play? You want to play? 4 of us sat down in the middle of Free Play Florida. Arcade machines, pinball games all around us. We sat and played a 4-player game of an Atari 8-bit 1983 title called Mule that nobody knew. And we were having the blast of our life. So it's tremendous.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Cannot speak highly enough about Mule.
Before GoldenEye and before Mario Kart, there was.
That's
Mule.
right. There was.
It's
Mule.
that vibe. It's that vibe. It's not real time shooting, but it's real time messing with each other and competitive. Yeah.
That is awesome. I'm gonna tell you what mine is, but before I do, I want to talk about 8-bit a little bit. You know, for those of you who didn't get the privilege of experiencing the Atari 8-bit back in the day, you can still do it. I bought I actually have 2 minis, 2 400 minis. And the reason is because I happened to be looking on Amazon and the 400 mini came across with 4 joysticks for like $120.
Whoa.
Yeah. And so I was like, you know, I'd be stupid not to get that for that, because the four controllers alone for, you know, but
Phil's a big fan of multiple joysticks at the same time.
God bless your brother.
Stop it now, Mike. So,
well,
mine.
I started going when you started talking about you had 2 minis. But,
stop. He's trying to turn this into hanging out with Phil like one grid, and I'm gonna have to put a stop to that. But that's an inside joke for anybody who's watching. They probably know what I'm talking about. All right, my number 1 is a game that Mike is very familiar with. It's called and very good at. It's called Gyrus.
Oh yeah,
I love the 8-bit version of Gyrus. Mike is very good at Gyrus, but he usually stops once he gets to Uranus.
I wondered how long it would take to get to Uranus jokes.
Never long, never long.
T minus 7 seconds.
But seriously, this is a good version of it, and I enjoy playing this highly. It's just I don't think I can get enough of playing almost any version of Gyrus. Even the 2600 version of, at first I didn't like it, but now I'm kind of starting getting into
it's got the music,
it's
so it's got what it really needs.
Right. That's all it has is music. It has no other sounds, but but it plays right.
Yeah. So that's I told you from the jump that they were all going to be ports, and I was right about that. One was predictable probably, but I've enjoyed this episode. Now,
well, hold on. You're a musician. This is probably one of the best games from pre-2000 for music in the arcade or whatever.
Yep.
This is
when you have Bach compose your score.
Yeah. When we got
that's a good start.
I think this, if you're talking about great music in a game, it's this, and then maybe a controversial. I love Strider. The music from Strider I always thought was awesome, but these two were always at my top for great music.
Yeah, you are not wrong about that. I didn't even think about bringing that up, but there's always I think many versions of Gyrus have that good music in there. So I guess I take it for granted when I play whatever version I'm playing. But
we should just, before we wrap up, I know you were starting to wrap up. We should mention our honorable mentions. We don't have to go into them all, but just there's so many games. So if somebody's just watching through and they get to the end, we could give them some more suggestions, because I've got a few here.
All right.
Well, Vinny's going.
Oh, Vinny wants to go. Okay, Vinny, you start. No sound. Can't hear you, bro.
Sorry.
Okay.
There was screaming. I live in Baltimore. There's screaming people and being shot.
Imagine that.
I'm trying to save
you had to mute to fart. Don't behave.
I'm trying to save the Canadians from what's really happening down here. But anyway, I have one, and I was we did an interview with a guy that was working. He basically was Atari for about 2 years. He was I can't remember his name, and I got to look it up, and I can't believe I can't remember his name. But he was working when Infogrames and Hasbro was Atari, and he was one of the main programmers. And he said one of the best games of all time was an 8-bit Atari game, because you could play 4 people simultaneously on asteroids. And I'd never done that before. And then I did that after the interview. And 4-player asteroids on the Atari 8-bit is one of the coolest experiences and one of the best games of all time.
Does it have a special name to it? Like
no, it's just asteroids.
It's the Atari official Atari port of asteroids. 4 players.
It's got 4 players simultaneous. If you have the mini with the 4, you were talking about the Atari's got a sell right now for like $100. You get the mini with 4 joysticks. It's a great. If you have 4 friends, that's the problem. Finding 3 other human beings that want to play with you. But you can check that out.
Thankfully, I have 3 kids, so I could force people to play with me.
Mine are too old now.
Indentured player 2, 3, and 4.
Well, yeah, my oldest is 19. He doesn't do what he's told, but he still plays with me sometimes. I've got a few.
Cool,
do it.
I've got a few.
I want to see the overlap. I'm curious.
Drop Zone is a great
Defender.
Great game. It's a much better Defender, because I've never been a huge Defender guy. I really like Drop Zone. Oil's Well, it's like Aardvark, or it's a really good game. Fort Apocalypse, you're like this helicopter. It's kind of Defender-ish, but you're going through caverns and doing your thing in there. Encounter is kind of like Ball Blazer. It's a 3D thing, and you've got different levels with kind of different visuals and things coming at you. And then obviously I added it because I was like, oh yeah, when everybody was mentioning in the chat earlier. But if you've got and if you want to play something on the Atari 8-bit, you got to play Blue Max. Blue Max is a great game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I just beat that last year for the first time.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, I had no idea. I didn't know you could beat it. I learned.
I didn't. I've never beaten it, so I didn't know you could.
I beat Paperboy like last month.
Whoa.
I never knew you could beat Paperboy.
Wow, I didn't know that either.
I thought it just kept going week after week. That blew my mind.
I never had enough money to play Paperboy that long.
I know.
All right, John.
My honorables, let's do them.
Yeah, I'll do our honorables with you.
Let's see, real quick. 1984's Broderbund, game called Stealth.
Yeah.
You're trying to destroy a tower in the distance, this black tower. Really cool. An odd underrepresentation of Synapse in this list, I noticed. And there's so many great Synapse games, but not that I have any, but I just noticed. Yeah. Datamost released a game in 83 called Mr. Robot and the Robot Factory, which is a platformer where you're just like Miner, you're trying to clear the level, but it has a level editor. You can make your own levels, which is really awesome.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
These are good suggestions. I've not heard of any of these so far.
Oh, the best baseball game on the 8-bit, Star League Baseball from GameStar, 1983. It's the best baseball game. I mean, hardball, don't care. Star League Baseball is the best one for me.
I'm gonna have to check that out because I do like sports games.
Mm-hmm.
I'm one of the few
and
people.
Then, and just a couple more. We talked about Bruce Lee, Conan from Datasoft.
Okay, yeah.
That's a good one.
Fantastic. Yeah, really good. Multi-disc game, high resolution stuff. Had to put in a role-playing game, Exodus Ultima 3 by Origin Systems. I spent so many days on that game, and it's so well done.
There's a lot of good RPGs of the Atari 8-bit. It's just those, like sports games, they don't age great.
Yeah.
Unless you have some nostalgia, sometimes those are hard to get into. Yeah.
That's fair. Fair. And my last one is a twofer. It's Freefall Associates Archon and Archon 2. It's if you look at it and think it's just battle chess, you're 30% right. There's so much more to it. There's mythology and different monsters, and you can summon elementals, and you're on this board, and there's the light and the dark, and then Archon 2 is an evolution of that. If you like battle chess at all and want more fantasy and more to do and more variety, Archon and Archon 2 are tremendous. So
absolutely. I love those.
I'm good I got those out there at least, because I hated that they weren't on my top 5.
It feels good because you're like, oh, I feel bad that didn't make my list, but at least you get to share it.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I have a few here. We talked about Jumpman Jr., so I won't go into that, but that was one that I had on my honorable mention. And then there's one that Atari had a port of before they took it out of their store, and it's for the 8-bit. It's called Seawolf 2. And if you know what Seawolf is, it's where you're a ship.
2600 game.
Yeah, and you have different ships going from, and then you have mines that are in the way. You can't shoot the mines, and you have a certain amount of time to make points, and then you have to earn time, and by either I think in that version you have like this pod that comes by and you got to shoot it. But anyway, and then my last one is shameless plug for Brian, since he's not here. Brian, for those of you who don't know, Brian from BD Retro Mods makes some amazing controllers. And I used one of his controllers on this game for the Atari 8-bit all the time, and it's Robotron 2084. It's the
You were
dual
thinking
stick.
Space Dungeon?
I was thinking Space Dungeon. That's
Yeah,
exactly. I forgot that. Totally forgot that game. It wasn't on my list. Yeah.
Space Dungeon's badass. That's a good game.
Anyway, I've had a lot of fun.
Sorry to poo-poo on yours. yours Robotron mentioned, but yeah.
Robotron's great. I love Robotron.
Yeah.
I play different versions of that a lot. I like, it was one of those games when you're doing the dual stick that you're like, at first there's like a major learning curve. There was for me, and then
Too
stop
minis.
it, Mike. Stop.
Too minis.
Stop, Mike. Okay.
They need
Bill
love
just
too.
really likes a stick in each hand.
They need love too.
Yeah. once you do get the hang of it, though, it's very addictive, and you know, and it also lets you play other games like Black Widow and stuff like that. You learn how to do games like that. So anyway, I've had a bunch of fun tonight, guys. I appreciate both of you guys being on. Mike, I don't know so much about, but it's been a lot of fun.
And there's been a lot of great ones in the chat too. I just want to say, with a library over 2,000 games, there's bound to be lots of great ones that weren't mentioned. Yeah.
It could be genre, like somebody mentioned Seven Cities of Gold, which I know is tremendous. It just wasn't for me, so it wasn't in my top.
Yeah.
I know it's great, and people who love that kind of game love it. So it's too many games.
Well, guys,
we didn't overlap once, did we? Though
that was
pretty impressive.
I was kind of shocked. Yeah.
So
I think
that tells you how great the system is. Then,
yeah. I think we got two great guests to be on the show, both Atari experts, and then Mike. But you know,
I'll accept
anyway.
that.
Mike and I are kind of like a married couple. We just have that back and forth kind of thing going on. It's always the way it's been. So anyway,
things I could say, I'm not gonna.
Don't say it. Don't say it. I didn't mean it like that either,
guys. I'm a top.
Yeah. Oh, you wish you were a top. All right. All right, guys. Thank you so much. And for those of you who tuned in tonight, I hope you learned something. I know I did. I'm going to have to rewind the tape to figure out some of these games and try them out.
Can I plug something real quick?
Sure.
Do it.
Here at the end of the month, we're on the Atari Network and then on my YouTube channel, which is a meager nothing compared to what John has over at the Atari Network. We're doing the 3rd annual Fuji Awards. This year, we've let the viewers vote. And I will just say this, since I'm the bad guy on the show, I can say this. They chose wrong on almost every category. And I will scold these choices the community came up with for Fuji Awards, like Best Homebrew and Atari Game of the Year and Atari Person of the Year and that type of stuff. So that's coming up at the end of the month. Make sure you check out the Atari Network channel for that. And then also we're finishing a full-length feature film about the dangers of AI. It's a horror space comedy called Showdown in Secret City. Check out that horror sci-fi comedy that will be streaming worldwide here in the next couple months. So,
that's an interesting topic.
Wow.
The horrors of AI. That's kind of a real thing.
The horrors. I'm sorry. The horrors of AI.
Show,
that'll be happening in the bedroom later tonight.
All right, guys. I think it's time to go.
Thank you guys for inviting me to be on. I always have a blast.
Thank you
I'm
so much.
You.
We always like having both you guys on. Both you guys are
it's
amazing.
Great being had.
Good list too. I'm excited to play some Atari 8-bit, guys. It was this is awesome. Good stuff.
Yeah, we'll have to see if we can have you guys back both together on a future Atari episode. I think that would be really cool. So with that, you guys have an awesome day. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next time on Retro Bliss Rewind. Bye.